live streaming broadcast is made possible by the new AT&T. Just click on this banner ad to put your life plan into fast motion with fast access DSL for $19.95 a month with no term commitment. The new AT&T, your world delivered.
Now, I want to put a different twist on this. Instead of, two people going at it and he say, she say, no, let's do something even bigger with this. How about I bring you on, because you are so good at this, inspiring women and talking to people who perhaps are going through something in their life, and not just women, because there are a lot of men out there that have been abused,
yes,
that are down, that are sleeping under the bridge, or what have you, have had some hard times in their lives, and which does not mean that they are a bad person.
Right.
And I couldn't think of a better person than you to come in and just take you just get away from all that other stuff that's going on. I didn't want the drama. I wanted to come with some promises for people.
Wow. And Portia, I really appreciate that. I think I'm old school in this respect. I often, and my girlfriend and I laugh about this all the time. If Martin Luther King was alive right now, we would be sleeping on his doorstep, because we are straight Martin Luther King die-hard fans.
Yeah.
He said people don't, you just got to stand for something. And the thing that I am willing to stand for is character and respect. As we stated earlier, Portia, you don't know what a gift you are to the world that is listening, because anybody that allows that kind of slander and that kind of programming, they're not a teacher, they're an entertainer. And I think that it's time for people as a whole to begin to guard what they hear. And I'm not talking about me, because when this is over, Juanita Bynum will be left standing on both of her feet. I'm confident in that. But when it comes down to us growing and maturing, we need to reposition ourselves, that we constantly look for the teacher, regardless to if it's at the barbershop, if it's at the cleaners, if it's at the beauty salon. When you walk in the beauty salon to get your hair done, if people start talking a bunch of mumbo jumbo that is not going to take you to your next level, not going to improve your character as a person, then that person is not a teacher. And I think right now, that's the position that I want to put people in, and myself, in the position of a teacher. We've come too far. Dr. Martin Luther King, Michael Dyson, Michael Baisden, yourself, Star Jones, Oprah Winfrey, all of these are African Americans that are trying to move society forward and move us out of the crab mentality of wanting to hear and wanting to be fed the food of the hogs, which is slop. And I think that we have very, very powerful and intelligent people that are listening to V103 that have just made up in their minds that it's time for me to go to destiny. It's time for me to be all that I was intended to be.
Absolutely.
And anything that doesn't contribute to that, it is a hindrance to that.
How about that?
Absolutely.
How about that? Now, the question we left with, why do black couples, and I say black not for any specific reason, but that's the question I want to ask, because I know marriages of all colors,
right,
have issues,
right,
but I just want to talk about my black people,
right,
okay? Why do you think black couples have such a difficult time building and sustaining a strong marriage?
Well, Portia, of course, I don't have all the answers to that, because if I did, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I wouldn't be sitting up on your show today at all.
Okay.
But I don't have all the answers. But I think in looking at my own situation, you start out with some struggles. And I think one reason I can look at as an overall reason that I can put a blanket on worldwide,
okay,
is that the African American men have such a hard time with meeting up to standards and responsibilities. And so, because African American women have soared so, and we have become women of notoriety and women that have accomplished greatness, it is very difficult to find a person that can match or respect who you have been called to become. It takes a very, very powerful person to be married to a Portia Fox, who is the midday voice of V103. That's a very powerful position to be in. And if you're not secure in who you are
I was waiting
as a
for that
man,
part to come, because saying that you have to be a powerful person doesn't mean you have to have X amount of dollars.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean you have to have this kind of car.
Absolutely.
It doesn't mean you have to have this kind of house, because I got all that.
Absolutely.
I need you to give me what I don't have.
That's
That's LOVE.
Absolutely. And that was the very foundation of me marrying. It wasn't because of any of those things, because I already had them. I already had houses. I already had cars. I already had my own money. I already had my own investment. So I wasn't looking for that. I was looking for something that Juanita Bynum doesn't get from the stage. I was looking for something that she doesn't get in her popularity and in her notoriety. And so sometimes when it's a situation like that in African American homes, it can become what they call a power struggle. And one thing that I have realized in my closing statement to you is that I've come to the realization that I can never stop being who I am, and I can never diminish myself to be less than who I am. I am Juanita Bynum.
A question to you, being that I am a very strong-willed woman as well, at times controlling. Do you feel you have any of those issues?
I think that all leaders do. I don't think it's a woman thing. I don't think it's a man thing. I think you have men that are wimpy. I think you have men that are just sappy. I think you have women that are weak and wimpy, and I think you have women that are strong and women that take control, and I think you have that in men. And those are not the qualifications that one would consider to be a problem or fault. That is the qualification of a leader. And if a person can handle having a relationship with a leader,
It's not a good match.
it's not a good match, because
There it is.
that's who you are. It's not about you being dominant. It's not about you being forceful or controlling. It's about you walking in who you were called to be. And I think that we balance it. And the bottom line of it is you just have to learn that this is who I am. It's just like turning around and asking the president not to be the president anymore. So
Well, we've tried that one. We got to take this call. Hi, you're on with Dr. Bynum.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Mother Bynum.
yes.
I am one of your spiritual daughters from Global Destiny. I just want to know, being a single mother and being on a journey again, I never had a spiritual mother other than you. And how is it that we hold on to everything that you've given us without losing it, that level of greatness and that level of truth that you imparted that into us. You imparted a level in us that we didn't have. And I just want to know, how do we hold on to that? Because, that would be hard to, it would be hard for someone else to impute and to nurture what you have already put in us. Because we're always going to seem like searching, because it seems like I'm searching for what I had. It's just like you've lost a jewel, and I'm searching for something I can't find.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you that you haven't lost me.
Yes, ma'am. Mama, I'm falling. I'm sorry. My spirit.
No, you haven't lost me. First of all, truth is a spirit, and when truth is imparted in you, it grows. I want you to hear me. I want you to really, really hear me. And I have to say this in ending. I was saying to God one day, I said, God, don't you see me, and have you forgot about me? And he took me to Isaiah, the 49th chapter. And I felt like I was standing by myself. And he took me to Isaiah 49. And when I got down to the bottom of the scripture, it says, for I shall never forget you, for I have tattooed your face in the palm of my hands. And when I hands of truth. And everything that God has used me to teach everybody that's listening, that's ever sat under my ministry, I want you to know one thing today, and that is truth prevails. And when you can do nothing else, you stand in the power of truth. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to begin to see things. I said this to a girl earlier who said she lost her natural mother. This is going to be the season that everything that I've taught, you're going to begin to see it come up out of your life. And you're going to begin to see your life become transformed by the words that God has used me to speak. And you know, they've invited me to become a host on 97.5 on Sundays, and I plan to do that. And I'm still preaching. I mean, everywhere I go, you know, the crowds are still there, and turnaways and overflow rooms are full. And